Yo, what up, everybody? How are you doing? This is Gerald, Lakers Talk with Gerald. This is episode number 90. Everybody, today is April 26, 2020, Sunday. As I mentioned, it's been quite a minute. Since I've recorded the last podcast. A lot of things going on right now in the world. A lot of things have been going on in the world the last couple months. Man, we're 2 months or so plus into this pandemic that we're having. We got the Covid-19 coronavirus. Life has changed. Places are shut down. NBA has stopped a month and a half ago. Man, I'm going to be talking about several things during this time. I'm just going to be talking about things about what's on my mind, what's been on my mind, I guess, the last couple of months. The NBA, if and when we're going to start back up again, what's going to happen with the season, the Lakers championship hopes, everything from free agency, or just random things about how, this whole thing is affecting us, our day-to-day lives. So, about today, guys, I'm recording on my phone. I have the little headset in as I'm walking down the street. So you're going to hear the wind. You're going to hear cars driving by. You may hear, just some little things like that as you're walking. This is all just, hey, natural. Ain't no script. Just me talking about basketball. Something that, with that, I find that sometimes when you go through things in life, like situations happen. A lot of times what happens with people, either traumatic or just things that just throws them off their game in a way, people tend to stop doing those things that they're used to. They stop doing those, whatever their routines are or things that might make them happy. And so I told myself, hey, why haven't I been doing these podcasts? It's been a while, right? Of course, I'm still passionate about the Lakers. I still love the Lakers. I still love the NBA. That hasn't stopped. And it won't stop. But, something about me trying to concentrate on the well-being of me, my family, mentally, and just worrying about what's going on and reading into everything with the news, I just stopped recording. So we all know that, I'm doing this podcast just because I enjoy talking about the Lakers. I've been a Lakers fan since I was 12. We know the history. I'm 45 now. So, and I go way back. And so, I do this podcast, and I've been doing it, about a year and a half now, give or take. And, it's something I just do for the love. I don't have a bunch of listens and views and all that stuff. I got a lot of family, a lot of people that I've met, and I just talk to at sports bars or random in an Uber or this and that, and they just happen to be basketball fans or Lakers fans, or maybe I've gone to a game and talked to different Lakers fans in different places and did some podcasts, at the places I was at. And then some people just, they keep listening whenever I put something out. My dad, my other brothers, they listen, they check me out. But, with that being said, like all this is just like, hey, just for the love. I don't got no, it's not super studio quality sound, all that great things. But everybody, I just really wanted to get out there and just get back to what I'm used to, get back to these podcasts. And then also for other people, you need things to do. We're running out of things to do on a daily basis. We're not going to work. We're staying at home. The restaurants, the theaters, the amusement parks, everything is shut down. And all the things we're used to being able to do as a pastime, we can't do anymore. And so I know myself, at first I'm like, okay, this shouldn't be too hard. I could just stay watching my Netflix as long as I got streaming services, as long as I have Hulu, as long as I have Netflix, HBO Now, Sling TV, all those things. I can just run through, watch movie after movie. I can catch up on shows that I may have wanted to watch, do things like that. But what I started finding out is that after so many days and weeks of shows and movies, you get to the point where you're like, man, okay, I'm tired of shows and movies. I'm getting kind of, that kind of cabin fever. I've been in so long. I just want to get out especially, I would start also reading a bunch of social media, and I'm reading all these updates and all these, it's a lot of negative news, or at least a lot of things that can start to get your anxiety to build up. And, I've had a little bit of anxiety. I definitely have, because sometimes you get in your head. You start, every little thing you feel, you're like, oh, is this coronavirus? Oh man, do I got a fever? Oh, I got a little cough. Oh man, that might be a coronavirus. Man, I got a little bit of sore throat. Is that a sign? And so you start to get in your head. And I don't know, a lot of us out there, that's when your anxiety kick in, when you start, all these little fears start building up. And then especially if you're trapped inside, the walls start closing in, and then it can kind of add to it. So something I've been doing is I like to just get out and walk around. Of course, I have my mask, I have my sanitation wipes, I even have gloves if I need them to wear. And so I'll walk around, I'll keep the social distance as I'm walking around my neighborhood. I'm not, if I do see somebody coming directly towards me, of course, I'll either A, walk to where I'm more than 8 feet away, or I'll walk across the street or something like that. And I always have my mask over my face when I do that. But I notice there's a lot of people that don't. They're walking out. And of course, you don't have to be out with your mask when you're walking, but just when you're close, or if you're, coming within range of somebody, I at least try to do that. But so with that being said, some of the things that I want to talk about too. So let's talk about just Lakers and where we were when things left off. Right? Everybody, my birthday was back in March 3rd, right? And I told myself I hadn't been to a game in a little while. The Lakers were just about to go play the Milwaukee Bucks. That's for the second time, this season. We lost the first time. This is the match that we got to show, like, all right, Lakers, if we mean business, we got to beat their ass at home. We got to beat Milwaukee. So Milwaukee came in with all their pieces, and I said to myself, I was like, you know what a better birthday present than to go to that game. Go get some tickets. That game was on March 6th. So my birthday was the 3rd. March 6th was the Lakers versus Milwaukee Bucks in LA at the Staples Center. And then that was a Friday. And then the 8th, on that Sunday, the Lakers were going to play the Clippers. So I was like, you know what? Back-to-back games, like big time, show what we got games. I'm going to get tickets. Why not? You only live once. And everybody, if you don't know, I'm born in California, born and raised. I was in the military 20 years, and I don't live in California anymore. I moved around, retired Navy, and then I moved to Atlanta. Just opportunity better out there, and cost of living, all these good things. But I travel a lot. I was in the Navy. Then I travel to LA. Family still in California. Still a Lakers fan. It doesn't matter where you live. So as the wind picks up, so it give me some dramatic effect. Still a Lakers fan, no matter where you're at. So bought tickets to fly from Atlanta. So that Friday, enjoying basketball, the things with the Lakers. Now, mind you, right around March 6th, that's when things are starting to kind of rev up with the coronavirus stuff. Right before I got on that flight, I'd read some stuff about LAX, how a couple of people that worked at LAX had tested positive for coronavirus, and people were kind of, somebody actually had sent me an article. So I was like, I read that, and it did kind of make me a little nervous. I'm like, okay, you know what? I said, I'm going to go anyway, because, every airport, everywhere you're at, this thing has been out for a little bit. Most likely, we don't know who had it, because there's a lot of people that were asymptomatic or symptomatic, didn't have symptoms. And also, we didn't have tests for it. So it could be a lot of people that ran into people, and it could have been around for a little while. And a lot of people, if you did start to get symptoms, if you didn't know about it was here, a lot of times you might just think, oh, I got a cold, I have a flu. Oh, okay, this is going to pass. You probably your antennas weren't up to maybe go get checked out or asked about coronavirus, because it wasn't, nobody in the U.S. really in March, at least, in February, not everybody was taking it as serious yet. So basically I was like, hey, there's so many people here in Atlanta I could be walking by, people that got it. There's people in other cities that could have it. It's not just, if it's in LA, it could be all over the place. So I can't just say, hey, I'm not going to go to LA, because I'm going to places here. So I said, hey, I'm going. So I flew to LA. Great game. Milwaukee Bucks. I was at the game. You guys all know what happened. We showed out. LeBron James. Everybody did their thing. Beautiful win against the Milwaukee Bucks. I was super excited, super happy. After the game, everybody spills out into LA Live. If you guys know, it's all these different restaurants, shops, bars. So I spilled out to LA Live. The next hour or so after the game, I celebrated it. Had sat at the bar, had drinks. Everything's packed. Everybody's just having a good time. So, and then of course the next day, Saturday, I'm at the hotel, just enjoying the day, walking around LA, at the bar, and then, there's people talking about what they think about coronavirus, this and that, but not everybody really, no one was wearing masks really, hardly. And then come Sunday, the Lakers were playing the Clippers, and that was an early game. I think it was around 12:30 game or something like that. So the Lakers, and we know what happened with that. The Lakers, great game once again. We came through, we came out, we put it on them. LeBron James was guarding Kawhi. LeBron James wasn't backing down on Giannis when they played him on Friday, guarded him then. I mean, we just showed everything we needed to show. All the skeptics, most of them didn't believe we can come out that week with winning both games. They, okay, they're probably going to split it. If they lose both, then what does that mean for the Lakers? Are they as good as they are? Are they a championship caliber team? And then all heck would have broke loose, and all the, sports analysis would have, people would have kind of crucified the Lakers. But we didn't. We bossed up. We played them. LeBron didn't back down. LeBron guarded the best players in both games. LeBron showed that he was still dominant at the age of 34, 17th year in the NBA. And he came through. And we won both of those games. But after that game, it's an early game. So the game ends around 2:33, give or take. Everybody spills out into LA Live. The bars are open. Everybody's having a great time. And I'm at the bars. I'm talking to people. And mind you, I'm kind of in the back of my head. I'm like, okay, this COVID-19 stuff is going on. And I'm talking about everybody. I'm like, you know what? I'm enjoying. Everybody's having a good time. No issue. It's packed and, huge crowds of people. For the next couple, 2-3 hours, I met several people, had a good time, talked about how great the game was, networked a little bit, just had a good time. That was the 8th of March. And then I had a job in Austin, Texas. So I flew out that Monday. That was the 9th. And, I'm watching NBA games, and there's more talk of stuff. Then Tuesday come, I don't know if it was Monday or Tuesday, when we got word that an NBA player had contracted the virus. So, Utah Jazz, player got the virus. His name is slipping my mind right now. But he got the virus, right? And then it came to find out that 2 players got the virus. And as soon as that second player, I think it was Tuesday, 2 players from Utah got the virus. As soon as that happened, next thing I know, I think we were waiting on an OKC game between someone. And next thing I know, it was actually OKC versus Utah. As soon as that was announced, next thing you know, we see players walking off the court. They were told to go back into their locker room. Next thing we know, we hear, okay, this game is canceled. So I'm like, okay, all right. Next thing you know, I don't know if it was within hours, it was announced that the NBA season was canceled or put on hold or had to, and to me, I don't know about you guys out there, but that's when it really, really got real to me. Because, we're social distancing, we're staying home, but sports as we know it, when's the last time I can't remember when NBA season had to be canceled for something like this, all of a sudden, so quickly, it escalates just so fast. And that was the scary part to me. That kind of sent alarms. It was a Tuesday. I kind of started to wow. And I don't know about you guys, but I started to get a little bit of anxiety because I'm like, holy crap, is that real? We got NBA players got it. What's going on? We had heard that Idris Elba had it. We had heard that Tom Hanks had it. And so, wow, we're starting to get freaking famous people. We're getting NBA players. these guys and NBA players are young, great shape and all that stuff. Now, mind you, like these guys are saying they're not having really any symptoms. They're asymptomatic. They're not having any symptoms, but they have it. And so the NBA season's canceled. What's going to happen? Stuff is getting real. And then that just, as the weeks go on, we start like, okay, what's going to happen? And then other pro teams start to shut their seasons down too. It just one thing after another, everybody just started following along. And then we started to get cities to where they start shutting things down. It might have been not even a week later, a few days later, and hey, restaurants got to close, bars got to close, everything's shut down, social distancing. And so we've been in this state for over a month and a half now. So life without the Lakers, life without basketball is interesting. Even on ESPN and all those things, all they're doing a lot of time is they're going, they replaying old games and the NBA finals from this year and the series from that year. And let's talk about what we learned and what we didn't realize from these past games. Oh, let's watch, and it's getting to the point where the analysts, they're making up things to talk about in old sports and scenarios and what if this and what if that. And they're just so much, right? So I just find that right now in this place, places, I guess the question I would ask is, what do you guys think? Do you guys think the NBA season is going to be able to continue at some point this season? Will it continue at any capacity? I mean, to me, that would be crazy if the season, even without fans, because that's the other thing is, okay, it's a question of maybe the season will be able to go on, but without fans. Now, at first when I heard that, I was like, man, hell no, that wouldn't be cool. We can't have the NBA without fans. And I remember when it first came up also, LeBron James was like, oh, without fans? I'm not playing without fans. But y'all can play without fans. I'm not going to play without fans. But then after a couple days later, he kind of, probably actually kind of looking into it and realizing the seriousness of everything, he was, he kind of withdrew that and was like, okay, hey, I understand it. I just kind of, if we had to, we would play without fans. We do what we got to do because this is a serious matter. But, I mean, just all this is just so interesting. So the question is, will we play again? And I really hope we do. I really hope, even if it's without fans, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be it's going to be forever marked in history. It'll be different. Like even looking back at old clips, any previous NBA finals you're seeing the crowd and the shots and this and everything is emotionally based and the crowd going crazy. Like, that's all part of the NBA experience that we've been used to for our whole entire life. If it does occur, even if it's without fans, it's going to seem so unreal and so interesting because you don't have the emotion of the fans. All you're going to have is the players' reaction and the bench and maybe their coaches and whatever. So that's going to be so darn interesting. I tell you what, though, I really want to see if the NBA does start back up, and I really hope it does. I want to see what teams, my team specifically, Lakers, our team, I want to see what teams and who kept up their mental, capacity. Because when things are going on, you're not just your physical status. I mean, you got to keep yourself in shape, but you got to keep your mental in shape too, in your head. So, you got your personal issues with your family and the coronavirus and this and that. But then when you get back and if we start playing again, people, you got to now gel back as a team again. You got to get that camaraderie, So it's going to be interesting for me to see who kept that up. Are we still like this, have the same camaraderie that we had before this all happened? Which I think that's the teams that are able to maintain that or assimilate that to as much as, as close to what they used to have are going to be the teams that are going to be the most successful. And so the Lakers, we did have a great chemistry, and it was just organic, it was natural, we were winning, things were great. So I think we should be able to get that back, at least from what I'm hearing. I hear Danny Green getting interviewed on different things, on different podcasts, and other players, and they talk about how they believe that our bond and our chemistry, even during this thing, they're communicating. LeBron is communicating to different people, and different players, and we're just naturally tight. So they believe that our chemistry is still going to be there because it was just natural and we had it the whole time. So I'm interested to see that. What we're going to look like, what other teams are going to look like, what it's going to look like without fans, if that's how it is. If we're going to come back to playing with fans, man, all I know is it's just going to be different. It's going to, the world is different now. I don't know if things will ever get back quite the same as it was. We will see. I mean, we're going to have to try to get some kind of normalcy sometime in the future. But, I think we learn different things by going through things in life, right? Because we haven't had a pandemic like this in my lifetime. At least, not that something that affected life like this. So I'm sure there's going to be things put in place that we have to be ready for if it were to happen in the future. So it's going to be things that just not going to, they might be close to like it was before, but there's going to be things that we have to implement that's just going to be different. Probably for the rest of our life, but it's something that we're just going to have to adjust to. We're going to have to get used to, and this is what new way of life is like. So, man, everybody, look, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Just wanted to get back on here once again, talk about the Lakers. I wanted to talk about what's going on, talk about life things, and just, this is also helps me mentally too. I mean, getting on here and talking and expressing and getting back to what I like talking about, getting back to just doing this podcast, trying to be consistent in something. I think that's a part of keeping doing your mental exercises and trying to do the normal things you're used to doing. You stop doing those things, and now that gives room for that anxiety. That gives more room for fear. That gives more room for all the negative things you're reading or the bad things, and then your mind starts to wander and just go places it doesn't need to go. So, with that being said, everybody, Lakers Talk with Gerald, episode 90. You can find it on all your places you can find podcasts, Spotify, iTunes. You can go to YouTube because it'll have the audio version there also. So if you look it up, Lakers Talk with Gerald, you should find those episodes. And yeah. All right, everybody. So I look forward to the next time and what's going on, what's going to happen. So with that, I am officially out.